Welcome to another episode of On Guitars with David Starr. That's me. I'm here at my store, Starr's Guitars, and we're very lucky to have a special guest today, Head Hippie at Two Old Hippies, Tom Bedell. Welcome, Tom.
Hi, David.
It's good to see you. Good to meet you finally. We've known a lot of the same people over the years, but we've never met in person. And I was in Bend, Oregon 2 years ago and wanted to stop in and see you guys, but I was just passing through and playing a gig there on a Wednesday afternoon and kept going. But I'll make it up there at some point.
We'd love to have you come see us. You bet.
All right. So what I wanted to do today was just ask you a few broad questions, get your take on some stuff. But before we go any further, as a guitar guy, I know we all have a story going back to why we're mixed up with this stuff, you know, and why there are cases and guitars everywhere, and in some cases money running out our ears, you know, trying to keep up with all of it. What can you tell us a little bit about your journey as a guitar guy?
Yep. My journey started when I was 13. I started getting guitar lessons at the local music store.
Okay.
And before, people would teach out of the Bell Bay book and teach them how to do She's Coming Around the Mountain and hold up design. And kids didn't want to learn that stuff. They wanted to learn what was on the radio.
Yep.
So I filled up all the lesson classes and pulled a lot of guitars for the gal that owned the music store. So I went in and asked her for more of the lesson money and a 10% commission on the guitars that I was selling for her. And she told me, no way. So I went home and said to my folks, can I set up a studio downstairs in the basement? And of course they were happy to have me do that. And then I said, Dad, there's not much money in lessons. The money is selling the instruments, but the lessons help you do that. So I need some guitars. So I got a hold of an agent that he had that was doing some sourcing supply work for him in Japan. And she agreed to go down to Nagoya, where the guitar factories are in Japan, and sent me catalogs. I bought some out of the catalog. I didn't decide them. I just bought what was there.
Right.
And the samples came in. I put my name on the headstock, and I went and called out a couple of music stores, and they immediately bought them. And the reason, I had no overhead. I didn't have to pay for my parents' basement. I didn't have any salespeople. That was me. I didn't have any CFO or other people to work with.
Right.
So I just took my import price and doubled it. I was half of the price of the similar guitars that St. Louis Music and other suppliers were selling to the stores. And in some cases, they were exactly the same instrument.
Sure.
So all of a sudden, I'm selling guitars to stores in about a 5-state area when I was 14 years old.
Wow.
Then some people didn't pay their bills. And so
some things never change.
I know. I pick up equipment off of their floor, and all of a sudden I've got a basement full of Fender amps and Gibson hollow bodies. And so I opened up a retail store, and then 3 months later I opened up a second one. So, you know, the Beatles came out in 1964, and there were garage bands, 2 or 3 to a block. You know, they were everywhere. So it was almost like I couldn't do anything wrong. You know, it's just terrific. So when I retired, not retired, but I went to college. I sold the business and went to college. Then my life went on and did other things. And then I retired, and I flunked retirement. So I said, I got to do something. And my wife said, so what do you want to do? And I said, I want to get back into guitars. My old love and a Great Divide Music that he used to shop at was up for sale. And so we bought that. And I went off and launched guitars and ended up buying Breedlove. And my wife turned it into a boutique and has the store in Nashville.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because everybody almost without fail, if they're of a certain age, mentions the Beatles on Ed Sullivan.
Oh yeah.
And I grew up in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I was 9 years old when that happened, but I remember it like yesterday, and I thought, I don't even know what that is, but I want to do it. You know, some version of that. You know, and
oh
and
yeah.
and there was a store in Little Rock, Arkansas called Boyd Music, and Boyd Music closed a number of years ago, and Mr. Boyd died a couple of years ago. He told me one day, he said, I was an accordion store until the Beatles were on Ed
Yes.
Sullivan.
Yes.
He said,
Accordions were a big deal then.
he said, all of a sudden it was like, people don't want accordions. They want Rickenbackers and Country Gentlemen and J160Es, and they want all these and Vox AC30s and stuff. And all of a sudden, he said he just turned it's almost like you turned the secret door around on The Price is Right, and there was a guitar store. It was almost overnight that changed. And,
Oh yeah.
you know, my journey started when I was very, very young, and I don't know what else I would have done. I've done a lot of other things, but ultimately I'm flunking retirement too,
Yeah.
Tom. So